My name is Ned Price. Up until last week, I was an analyst with the CIA. I held different positions with the agency, most recently as the spokesperson for the National Security Council. Obviously, I can't speak for the entire Central Intelligence Agency workforce. I do keep in touch with some of them, and I can say that there is a strong feeling of demoralization. One of the culminating events was President Trump's visit to CIA headquarters on his first full day in
I
office.
am so behind you, and I know maybe sometimes you haven't gotten the backing that you've wanted, and you're going to get so much backing.
It turned into a campaign-style event.
The reason you're my first stop is that, as you know, I have a running war with the media. They are among the most dishonest human beings on earth.
With the president standing before a memorial to CIA's fallen officers, going back into campaign mode. And I think for many officers of the CIA, certainly myself included, that was a truly demoralizing moment, and certainly one that I never expected to see. Well, I wouldn't argue with the notion that every president brings his own people with him. That is a prerogative of the President of the United States. What I think is different and unique about this president and his team is the unwillingness of those new members, many of whom have little or no experience in the foreign policy realm, their inclination to tune out the intelligence analysis that has been presented by them by career professionals who have worked both for Republicans and for Democrats. I worked proudly under President George W. Bush. I worked proudly under President Barack Obama. I saw how both administrations under which I've worked have valued that input from the intelligence agency. Granted, it's not the only input. Both of them showed, I think, healthy skepticism, but they certainly welcomed that as one input into the process. It's absolutely healthy to be skeptical of not only the intelligence community, but of all voices that are around the table. And that's exactly why there is a round table in the Situation Room. Principals from various departments and agencies, from the Department of State, Department of Defense, from various entities of the intelligence community, military, and others sit around a table and debate policy options. And CIA and the broader intelligence community typically withdraw when it comes to policy discussions. They present the options, they present the intelligence, they occasionally present a recommendation, but then it's really a policy discussion. And so certainly we have seen the CIA and the intelligence community err in the past. I think the most notorious example of that, and one that President Trump himself has raised, is the 2002 assessment of Iraq's WMD. The CIA, the intelligence community, has held itself to account. That's not to say it's infallible. That's not to say that future mistakes won't be made. The intelligence community goes to great lengths to ensure that its analysis is unbiased, it's candid, and it calls it like it sees it. If this administration decides to go it alone and to say, with intelligence be damned, I think there's a real consequence for escalation on any number of fronts, and an escalation that has the potential to put lives at risk.